everyone, Tracy here with Paper Closet Designs, and today's video we are making some more Gnome Pyramid cards. Now I did these for St. Patrick's Day and they were a lot of fun. I had some emails, people said that they really enjoyed them, and so I decided to do some garden gnomes for spring. I love spring, I love flowers, I love the little gnomes, and I just thought this would be a fun project. So I have 3 of them and we will go ahead and just jump right in and get started. I will show you the pieces that come with them and how to assemble them. All of them come with a printable sentiment for the back, and I have done a video and shown you how to do these as the print and cut with both Silhouette and Cricut, and I've also shown you how to change the sentiment. So if you are not really keen on the sentiment that I've chosen, you can go ahead and delete it completely, or you can type in your own. And that video is a separate video, but I will put a link to it. So let's get started. I'm going to move these first 2 out of the way, and we are going to start with our little garden gnome holding the tools. And his little background says, choose your weapon. And he's got 2 tools. So he's going to have a little garden fork and a little garden spade, a flower for his hat that has 2 leaves, and it should have a center. I may have dropped the center. Oh, there it is. Well, maybe not. I may have dropped the center on the floor. I might have to go find it. He has a hat that has 2 layers. His nose, his hands, his beard, shoes, and the sentiment for the back of the card. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take this and we are going to score everything and fold it down away from us. So there are some score lines to make the pyramid. 1, 2, 3, and then the tab. Might work better if I lay it down. So we've scored all of those down. Then we have the 2 side tabs, the closure, and the tab to close it. Now I like to add my sentiment first and then fold the box and then decorate it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our little sentiment, and it goes on this back piece which has the thumbnail. And get my glue to work. I've done a lot of videos today, and my glue is kind of saying I'm done. So we're just going to add that on there. It goes above the thumb hole and in between the 2 score lines. You want to make sure that it's glued really well, especially on those corners. Okay, now let's flip it over, and I'm going to put tape along that one edge, that tab. And then we're just going to line it up. Start at the top and get it all folded and lined up, and then work your way down. And if you need to take something and press in there, works good. I don't typically glue my lids shut because you're going to fill it full of candy or your gift, your little pair of socks, whatever it is you're going to give away. Seeds, wouldn't some seeds, garden seeds, be so cute in here? And then close it up. If it's very heavy, you might want to put a little bit of tape right there over that thumb hole just to hold it closed. I think it'll stay closed, but if you've got something that's kind of heavy and it feels like it's popping it open, go ahead and put a little bit of tape right there. Okay, so next up we're going to glue on, well, we're not going to glue on our hat yet. I'm going to lay my hat down And then I'm going to glue my beard on first so that I kind of know where to put the beard. Oh, come on. It's going to be a long video if I have to keep stopping for the glue. Okay, so I'm going to kind of figure out where I want my hat, and then the beard goes kind of right underneath the hat. And I can take my shoes. I probably should have put my shoes on first. Oh, it is impossible to pick up stuff off this mat sometimes. I'm going to glue my shoes down there on there first so that I can get my beard up high enough. Okay, there we go. Now we can glue our hat on. And this gnome has a striped hat, so it's got a second hat piece. We're going to go ahead and put glue on it. And line it up. To create that striped hat. And we have our flower that has the double leaf and the single leaf. So I'm going to add the single leaf. And then the double leaf. And it does have a flower center. I'm betting anything that I've dropped it on the floor when I was bringing it over here to my desk, I will get that and put it on there for the pictures. But there's a little centerpiece that goes right there. Okay, next up we have the two tools. And the hands are going to be holding the tools. So let's add our nose. And then let's add, whoa. There's our nose. Let's add our fork or spade, I don't know what that's called. And the handle. And then the little shovel. And those are kind of hanging off the side of the box, which is fine. It's what we want. And then his hands, so that he's kind of holding those tools. So there is our little gnome with the tools, with the garden tools. Flip it over, choose your weapon, and then you would open it up and there would be some seeds or some candy or just something fun in there. So cute. Okay, the next one is our little gnome holding a bouquet, and he says, "May all your weeds be wildflowers." Isn't that so true? So have our little saying or sentiment. And again, a flower for his hat with a center, this time no leaves. His nose, his hands, his feet, the bouquet, which has the stems and 3 flowers and 3 centers. His beard, and his hat has 2 pieces. and the box. So same as before, we're going to take everything and we are going to fold it on the score lines down towards the table or away from us. And the paper that I used for this is 65 weight. I wouldn't go any lighter. You could maybe go up to 80 weight. I think 100 would be really thick and you'd have a hard time getting that point at the top of your pyramid box if you were to do the 100. You can try it. It may work, but it's going to be kind of hard to get a really sharp point. Okay, so lay that down and we're going to take our sentiment and glue it to the back, right above the thumb hole and in between the score lines. And then let's assemble our box. So we're going to add tape along that tab. And I am just using my Scotch ATG gun. You can get these at most craft stores or on Amazon. That's my go-to. I really like it. And then we're just going to start at the top here. Make sure we've got a sharp point and work our way down. Oh, I forgot to fold my tabs in, which you can do after it's glued together. It is easier if you do it before you fold it. But I got so excited. Okay, and then fold those in, close up your box. And I said this with the first one, but if you're doing something kind of heavy inside your box, you may want to tape that closed just until the receiver gets it so that your bottom doesn't pop open. Okay, start with the feet. Let's glue the feet on there. So they're right even with the bottom of the box. I'm going to lay my hat on. I'm not going to glue it yet, but I'm going to lay it on so I'll know where to place my beard. This time I cut my beard out of gray. I keep bumping the camera. I'm sorry, I'm making it so shaky. And now we can go ahead and glue our hat on. And this hat has a brim. So we're going to go ahead and glue the brim on. I didn't get that on very straight. We'll be okay. And then we have our bouquet. Oh, let's put his nose on first. I always want to forget the nose. We have our bouquet, and you can have it so it's going across him just in one hand. However, you're going to glue your, whoops, I'm doing that wrong. You're going to glue your flower pieces, so that you might want to be a little bit careful where you lay that. The long stem goes to the top. It doesn't really matter. You can do it however you want. It just will help with your flower placements if you do that towards the top. Okay, then let's add our hands. We have 3 flowers for the bouquet. So I'm going to start with this top one. Because then this side one, I may need to glue it a little bit to that top flower. And then we have an extra one that you can glue to his hat again. You could glue it so he's holding the flowers down lower and then put your other flower on the brim. And I am again missing another centerpiece. Dang it. Oh no, it's there. I see it. It just got moved. They're kind of tiny. You could also draw it in with a marker if you wanted to, if you didn't want to deal with those little tiny pieces, but they're not hard. Your machine will cut them fine. And if you're using clear glue, it'll dry clear and you won't be able to see those. So there's our little gnome holding a bouquet. May all of your weeds be wildflowers. The last one in this group is our daisy, and he's probably my favorite, which is why I saved him for last. I don't know, I like them all, I really do. This one says, "Life is better in the garden." And his hat is 2 layers so that it's polka dotted. We have his nose, his hands, his shoes. He's holding a daisy and his beard. Let's go ahead and take this and score everything down towards the desk. Make sure that I'm still in the camera view. Oops. And the tab. Which is always the most trickiest. I kind of almost have the best luck if I lay it down. Okay. And then the side tab, the box closure, the tab on that, and the other side tab. So everything is folded and pointed down away from us. Go ahead and let's glue our sentiment. And if you missed at the beginning because you were skipping to this chapter, I have another video showing you how to change the sentiment or delete it completely. And I will put a link to that in the description below. It's not for this file, it's for another file, but it works the same exact way. Okay, so once we have our sentiment down, we're going to go ahead and assemble the box. I'm going to put tape on that tab. Oh, let's get it right up to the top. Okay. And fold it over and match it up. And I like to start at the top where it's the skinniest so that you make sure you get that really crisp corner. And then just work your way down. You need to fold it or lay it down. Fold the tabs in, close the box. One more time, if your stuff is really heavy in there, you can add a little piece of tape until the receiver opens it up. Okay, we're going to turn it over and we're going to put the gnome on the very front, so opposite of the sentiment. Oh, I knew I missed some glue on there. I might need to go back in with my little glue and put a little dot right there. So it's coming apart. Okay, so we're going to add our shoes to the bottom. And I gave you this little garden gnome green shoes, but you can do them whatever color you want. You can also do this out of printed paper. I think the boxes would be really fun out of some printed paper. I'm going to lay the hat just kind of on there so that I know where to add my beard. You could ink these pieces up if you wanted to add some dimension. Okay. Let's go ahead and add our hat. And this hat has polka dots, so we're going to add the one with the cutout dots. This is easier than adding all these little tiny dots to your hat to make polka dots. So much easier to do it this way. Add our nose. So our nose is the oval. The hands have the flat edge on one side of them. That's how you'll tell the difference. We're going to add the daisy. And the daisy center. Get down there. And then our hands. And you'll notice the straight edge that I was talking about, that goes on the edge of your box. And makes him look like he's holding the daisy. And there is our little flower gnome. One other thing I want to mention on these is they are interchangeable. So if you wanted the saying from the bouquet, may all your wreaths be wildflowers, on the daisy gnome, you can switch them. They will fit. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this project. I hope you'll give it a little bit of a try. Please, ooh, before I stop, there's the center for that other flower. It was just stuck, so let's do that really quick. There we go. Now he's got the center to his too. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. Please hit subscribe down below so that you don't miss any of my videos. Give me a thumbs up and have a great day.